Hey guys, welcome back to Black Clover Mobile. In today's video, we've got a few things to go through. I've been away on holidays and I didn't get to make anything for the last few days. So the few things I want to go through. First of all, we have today's code for the 12 days of Christmas. It's another average one. Hoping this is day 10. I'm hoping the 12th day is going to be really solid, but we'll have to wait and see. 2 more days till we find out. The next thing that we've got is we've got the revenue for Black Clover Mobile Global, which for December was really solid. Big W for the game, in my opinion. And then we've also got the next 2 characters coming out that have been officially announced. And then I want to go through a little bit on my main account here, my US server account. We did make it into the upper leagues again. I want to have a chat about the just a little update on this account and where we're going. So first of all, the code, you guys know the gist. You click on your portrait, you copy your thing, you click on the loudspeaker over here, you go to coupon code, enter your code, and then enter the code for the day, which is BCM10 Winter Magic. I'll leave it in the pinned comment in the description. You guys can do that. I've already redeemed it here. As you can see, it's only got a little bit of Yule, but hey, free stuff is free stuff. And like I said, hopefully the 12th day is going to be the big one for us. So after that, the next thing that I want to bounce over into is the revenue for the game. And we'll pop it up over on here. And really respectable here, Black Clover Mobile at 15 million. Now, obviously, this is launch month. Essentially, you know, we only had 500,000 in November, but it's essentially launch month, and that is pretty decent. Now, we are still like not going crazy. We're not topping the charts. I do expect this to probably drop to like 6 to 7 million next month. You know, we had obviously game launch, which is always huge. Then we had the Summer Noel banner, which is huge. And then we had Julius, which is also huge. You know, and that was big, like 3 big things in a row in the month to really drive that revenue. So we got the 15 million. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be that high next month. I'd expect it to be, you know, at least half of that, if not lower, but it's still quite reasonable considering where, like, just honestly a win for the game considering where the revenue has pretty much been for JPKR, which I don't, there it is, like 400,000. Obviously, you know, they're not in launch month, but since the launch of the game, it hasn't been doing too well. So I'm really impressed with this global revenue over here. Just keep in mind, when you look at these charts, I'm pretty sure that this is based on App Store, like the App Stores, the public information that you can get across revenue. And games that have PC clients, I think will have additional revenue. I don't think these things include PC client revenue. So just keep that in mind. Black Clover Mobile, basically exclusively on mobile. Yes, you can play it on emulator, but that still goes through the Play Stores. Whereas other games have dedicated PC clients, which may generate other revenue. But in general, I think that's pretty reasonable for the launch month of 15 million. I think they're doing pretty well across that. The next thing that I wanted to go into is the next banners that we have coming, the next banner, which is Kaito and Kohono. Now we can also see this in game if we go over here. We hit on the blower and we go over to summons. And you can see Kohono and Kaito over here. We can see the date Jan 4, which is tomorrow. Maybe it's like 25. Dude, I can't even do the conversion right now. But, you know, these guys are coming up within the next 2 days. So, yeah, we've got these guys. So my thoughts around these guys is basically for free to play, and I might do a bigger video going into this, but for free to play, we got Kaito, who's a damage dealer, like a very crit based damage dealer, who also has some nice damage mitigation stacking buff and also damage increase once he gets to max stacks on his buff, which is really nice. Just all round good damage dealer. Then we got Kohono, which is a good healer that is both offensive and defensive in her buffs, which is also quite nice. Like both really solid units, but I'm struggling as a free-to-play, especially after my experience on the Julie's banner across 2 accounts. I'm struggling to want to put any summons into anything besides seasonals and festival units. It's like I'd rather with these guys just skip them and come back later and maybe I get them on another banner. Like when I look at Licht and Raya, if we bounce over here on my other account, on my account. And so Licht and Raya, I put like 70 summons into that banner. I got them both. I was pretty happy with that at the time. But then I jumped into this and I got a dupe Licht. You can see here the enhancers there. And I got a dupe Raya as well. You can see the enhancers there, both on the Julie's banner. So it's like I basically wasted those 70 summons. Now, I'm not saying you're always going to get these units the next banner you summon on. But for me, unless these units are game breaking, now there is an argument to be made for Raya that you need him for stage 85, which is very valid. But in general, I just don't see as a free-to-play player with limited resources, the value in going after some of these banners like Kaito and Kahono. That is my personal view as free-to-play. For spenders, I mean, you guys do you. If you want to get them, go nuts. I don't think these two will take over the Julius Summon OL meta. Now, the thing with these guys is that they are both blue units as well. We are getting so blue heavy. When we look at blue healers, we just had the Charmy, the SSR Charmy, the Summer Charmy. A lot of people also have SR Charmy built as well. And then we go over here into attackers. We got, blue Yami. Everyone now has Julius. So for attackers over there, so I feel like for free-to-play players where your resources are stretched thin, I don't think either of these two are like necessary must pulls. But once again, I'll go more deeper. Maybe I'll revise my opinion, but that's my current opinion off of just a very knee-jerk reaction from looking at them coming to the game. And that is that one. So those two, like I said, me personally for free to play, are these guys even in the glossary here yet? They are in the glossary on, I'm assuming they are because they were on Canada. Yeah, so you can see we've got them here as well. So they're already in our glossary here, but dude, we are so blue heavy in the game because we also had fauna as well. Like we are so stacked on blue units. It's insane now that I really look at it, dude. Anyway, that's where we're at. So we got them coming to the game. The next thing that I want to go into is basically just a quick update on this account. So this is my US server account. Now, in the arena last week, managed to hold top 200, I believe it was. If we go over here to last week's rankings, my head's in the way, so I'm just going to hide that. You see we ended up at 198 last week, which I was pretty happy with. The thing is, I loved last week because it was a week where there was no upper leagues. So everyone was in lower leagues. There was no one in uppers. And I just really enjoyed that because once you get into upper leagues, which I'll show you guys in a sec, it's an absolute nightmare, especially as free to play, because you're just slower than everyone and you just get cleaved. So that's where I'm at. But yeah, that was really fun because it only costs you Yule to refresh. You get 3 enemies to pick from. I just choose anyone that doesn't have basically Vengeance or Finral or Veltos, and then I just go and speed cleave, and it was mad fun. Problem is, now I'm here in the upper leagues, and if you go to my logs, you can see I'm just losing on attack. I'm losing on defense, and there's not much I can really do. I tried speed cleaving, but I get outsped by everyone because I'm assuming most people have bought the pack that gives you the engraved stone or whatever they call it, the carved stone that gives you 3 speed. So I'm slower than everyone, so I can't use a speed team, and my tanky units aren't tanky enough to withstand a Julius Summon Noel nuke from a speed cleave. So I'm kind of in this situation where I'm barely even using attacks because I can't do anything, and the more I attack, the more I drop, and that's just sort of where I'm sitting. So as you can see, we'll see here, I'll hide my face again for a sec. This enemy, if we look at it, we got Julius and Noel, and then we got a 186 total power. That 186 total power with a maxed out Julius makes me say that this is going to be pretty well Finral Veltos, and that's pretty much the way it's going to go. We'll jump into it. And have a look just to show you guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change here. I was trying to do speed, but I just can't do it anymore. I'm too slow. Like I said, my Finral is just too slow. Everyone's rocking the 3 speed, I'm pretty sure, and I can't get it. So let's change this up. And what I've been experimenting with is, no, let's put you there. Let's go Mars. Let's go my Lotus now. I've got Lotus on a bit more of a tanky build. This is something I've been experimenting with. And if you guys have any ideas for me, please let me know. So he's actually on the 4-piece speed because everyone's running speed cleave. And I'm just like, I wanted to balance out his stats, but I also wanted to take advantage of if he does survive and get a turn, the more speed I have, the faster I can cycle. I'm not using him for damage. I'm using him for basically pushbacks essentially. So I thought maybe I'm experimenting with using the speed set on him. Also stacking some magic attack. He's at 5,600 defense, which isn't crazy. I probably should put more defense on him in this spot than magic attack, but I will experiment with that in the future. But that's where he's at. So I'm trying to do this, and then I'm running with the Mimosa. Now, my Mimosa is just too squishy at the moment, and she has issues essentially surviving a ult from a Noel. However, this Noel is not so... It's still 49k, but it's not duped up. So I'm hoping we can do something here. Now, my other problem comes in that if Noelle gets a shield off, I'm pretty much boned. I kind of liked using Yami for a little bit so I could get through shields. But when you've also got Julius in there, there's just too many threats on these teams. So once again, let's just jump in. Let's see what happens. So my idea here is to try and survive the cleave and then hit back with my Julius and just basically slow them down and have the longevity. Let's see how we go and see what we can do. So I'm at the moment, I'm farming talents so that I can try and get more talents unlocked, get those carve stones, get the extra defensives in there to try and progress through. But as you can see, we got the Finral Veltos, very, very well expected. We're going to cop that. Now, Julius, hopefully onto my Mars. Perfect. My Mars tanks that like an absolute boss. Okay, she goes and ults. Can my Mimosa survive? My Mimosa does survive. So that is what I was really looking for. So now we can go on the counter offense. We can roll straight in with this. Now, unfortunately, my Mars did get that stun though. So I can't use a combo and guarantee a speed slow, which does kind of suck. But now I can go ahead and I can nuke here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to nuke on him. Hopefully he dies. Okay, good. So now we've done that. Now we can get the reset as well. So once again, he's not slowed. So I'm going to get the reset on him. Happy days. Now we've got a Mimosa here. So I could use a combo attack, but I'm going to go ahead and get the heals up. And what my play is here, hopefully that Finral doesn't get the AP boost on all of them. No, okay, he uses the bait. Oh yeah, we got the time stop on him. So that's perfectly fine. So now what we can do here is go boom. Yep, cool beans. And then we can go boom, kill those two. Oh no, we didn't get Julius. That's all right, that's all right. And now we're good. So this is essentially the strategy that I am trying to use, but on a lot of players in the upper leagues, this doesn't work against. Their Noelles just hit way too hard. Their Noelles and Julius hit way too hard. And so this is why my current strategy... Oh, dude, my head's still going. This is why my current strategy is to just continue building up these types of units, my tankier type units, and see if I can just out-tank the meta. And that is going to be my play because currently, like I said, it's a bit tricky when I can't outspeed anyone. So I'm just going to try and out-tank, and that's my strategy. If you guys have a better idea for me, please let me know. For a while there, my defense was running a Mars, Lotus, Mimosa, and also Radies. But that was like, that kind of got demolished once we got the Julius into the game. It's just too much offensive pressure on the enemy teams to be running that because I just find it just struggled. So I'm trying to run it with the Julius so that we can counter comps. But yeah, that's where we're at. That's where the account's at. Free-to-play life is going pretty fun. Pretty happy with where we're at. But as always, guys, that's going to be it for this one. New characters. Revenue was good. Got that new code, which kind of sucked. But hopefully in 2 days we get a good one. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day. And I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.